Mack.
Hi, how's it going?
My name's Mario from Voices of Mars.
Hi, Mario.
It was really nice running into you because Nihilus was just telling me that, oh, that's Mack. I'm like, oh, creator of the Through the Breach RPG Malifaux, and I'm so excited.
And Evil Baby Orphanage.
Evil Baby Orphanage, yes. Yeah. So, since I caught you here, and I'm pretty sure you have some interesting news to the crowd right here.
Oh, yeah. We'll be making an announcement in a couple weeks, but there's going to be a lot of people out there who are going to be very, very interested to hear about.
Because I heard rumors about the plastic model, the models going into plastic.
Oh yeah, we're going full plastic, and that's a big part of the new Malifaux 2nd Edition push.
Excuse me?
Malifaux 2nd Edition. We're hoping to have it out by Gen Con, and we're going to do a slow transition into next year. So it'll be official in January. Yep.
Out by Gen Con.
You'll be able to get your first tastes of it then, and then by
so book
January,
5 is actually a 2.0.
Yep.
You heard that first. You heard that first. So what is it about? What's the difference? What's the main difference?
Well, there's been a lot of streamlining, a lot of cleanup. Malifaux's got a very strong core. It's got a very strong, skirmish-driven, very characterful, very character-driven,
yes.
Miniature skirmish game. And we're not changing that. That core is not changing. We're not expecting players to have buy a bunch more models or anything like that. But there is a redistribution of complexity, so that it's easier to get into, easier to kind of figure things out, and then you add on the layers of complexity as you go. Okay. So it's we're not dumbing it down. We're not making it simpler, but we're certainly making it more accessible so that players who are just starting off have a lot of real easy time getting into it, and that the game world itself feels more representative of what you have in your head.
Because that's what
more intuitive.
That's what most hardcore players are more afraid of. If it's too dumbed down, and you're like, I don't want to play this anymore. Too many people playing this.
Right, exactly. No, we're not going to dumb it down any, but we are going to try and make it more intuitive where we can. We're moving to the full plastics. The cards are going to be easier to read, easier to figure out the numbers on. The triggers are going to move into the actual attacks and actions rather than being in their own spot. That sort of thing. So it's just going to be a lot of it's where we put things and where we line things up, so that.
How is that compatible with the first Malifaux then? If people are still using the first rulebook, how is that going to be?
The new rulebook will take precedence. It'll be a 2nd edition of a game. New cards for every model, that sort of thing.
So that means the rulebook's also going to be thicker because all the masters from the old one are going to be there?
No, we're going to keep the rulebook pretty slim, and you'll be able to just purchase the goal, at least right now. Okay. We're still in the very early stages. We'll be to just get a faction deck, and that'll update all of your cards, and you'll have them right there.
Oh, just faction decks.
Yeah, you can be like, oh, well, I play Guild. Here we go. Grab my Guild cards.
Oh, wow. That's kind of like the War Machine decks, right?
Yeah.
The
very similar, yeah.
That is awesome. And as far, I'm more of a modeler, painter, before gamer. Gamers being my last, although I like to be competitive sometimes. I go into the tournaments. So how does the translation of the old metal into plastic, is it the same sculpt, or is it
totally new sculpt?
Totally new sculpt.
Your old metals will have that awesome, that legacy, that feel. The metals aren't going to stop being legal, but as we transition, as we replace them, they're all going to be a completely new sculpt. I just showed some of the henchmen the new Victorias, actually.
And we can't see them.
No, I don't have them with me right now, but they are pretty sexy. It's pretty badass and pretty awesome.
I think
just take your wallet now.
Yeah, just do it now.
We're pretty excited. It's going to be.
I actually started Malifaux really late. I started 4 or 5 months ago.
Oh well, you're in for a treat then. Yeah.
And then I've already purchased a lot by 5 months, and then now I have to hear plastic. I like painting.
Well, and the conversions are just much easier to do. You can make your models much more unique with plastics.
Okay.
We're learning a lot as we go, and our plastics are always getting better. We're very proud of what we've put out, but anyone who rests on those laurels isn't really trying as a company and trying as an artist. So, we're trying very much to push that forward. So, with the Through the Breach, kind of the character creation kit, along with all of the different plastic models, I think we're going to see a lot of very unique. I'm going to give my Death Marshal this different hat, or I'm going to do this sort of thing, or oh look, I can move my arms up a little bit and give them a slightly different pose. So we're learning and getting every kit we come out with, we're just every time I see a new sculpt, I'm like, I can't believe we can do this.
It also opens up a little bit more of kit bashing as well, right, from other kits.
You still need to be able to recognize it as the right model. Obviously, the game works on that, but swapping out a hat, swapping out a gun, there's a lot of different poses, different pants, different boots. There's a lot you can do with just the fact that the kits are now all very, correctly scaled, and they're plastics, so they're easier to work with, when you're converting and stuff. So we're really excited about that moving forward.
This is me from excitement. I have a very steady hand for painting because I entered a couple of stuff with Crystal
We're
Brush.
stoked, yeah, it's
But
great.
this is me. That like as soon as he walked past, he's like, "Oh, I got some news for you, Malifaux 2.0." I'm like, "Excuse me, what?"
So we're doing some of the pre-interviews now. So
and well, obviously we're gonna release this as soon as that it comes out because we have to agree on certain non-NDA, NDA stuff. But other news that we're this is a snowball and it's going.
It's one of the things that I discovered while we're building second edition, and I'm simultaneously doing the Through the Breach role-playing game, is that I promised everyone a conversion system in the role-playing game to bring your characters in so you could use both. It turns out there doesn't even need to be a conversion system. Your character sheet, you can just be like, yeah, I guess I'm just going to play some Malifaux Skirmish with it. So that the role-playing game itself will be very theater of the mind, very much like, role-playing games that don't use miniatures, right? But now you just have the option to do it. If you're a miniatures kind of group, it's right there. You just don't even have to try. It's fantastic. My playtests have been just blowing me away on how simple and smooth it is.
So if you already have the RPG and you have, from the multi-post figure, you figure out your model, you can just bring that character up and play with Malifaux 2.0 and let's say set it aside as a minion of Vix.
Or even if you're wanting to run a little campaign, you can use the role-playing game to build your master and build, your own henchman or master using in like a campaign against your friend. Obviously, the role-playing game and that kind of breaks apart when you get into competitive play. So obviously, the role-playing game characters won't be viable in competitive play. But I've been running a little campaign with my friend Ian where we are just leveling up our masters as we go, and it's been a blast.
Wow, I can't wait for this.
It's pretty fantastic.
Well, Kickstarter for the RPG is already done.
Yes.
When is the arranged shipping out time?
Our goal is to have them to have some of the role playing game, in August, and hopefully we'll have shipped earlier. My last ship date is September. I want to make sure that the role playing game is as high a quality as possible, and that may mean it ships later into September. Okay. So it's really just a matter of when it's really done. We're nice and far ahead. I brought in the phenomenal Ross Watson, who's you'll know him from Rogue Trader and Death Watch, and he's just a brilliant designer, and so he's going to help me do some of the heavy lifting so we can get it done even better. It's going to be fantastic.
And as soon as that ships out, and when we'll be able to see it in stores, retail-wise?
The minute it ships out to the Kickstarter people, it's also going to start becoming available in retail stores.
Are you actually available to actually give out the information what's available in the first set?
The first set will be the first 2 books, which will be the Fate Masters Almanac and the Fated Almanac.
Does it come with the multi-post kits?
We're hoping to have those done and ready to ship. Everything for the Kickstarter people ships in September, but some of that stuff's going to be staggered out in store releases.
So kind of like, every book when it's released, like every month there's new release.
And obviously we're still 4 or 5 months out from there, so that's a very soft information that may change based on
I just need a timeline for me to save my money.
Oh, be ready to drop some money August, September, October, somewhere in that
Gen Con around there, right?
Gen Con a little after, yep.
Well, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
I had an awesome interview with you. I'm so excited. I'm still shaking. And I don't have my wallet anymore, so I don't know.
Oh, well, I should give that back.
But anyway, thank you again.
Thank you.